join me for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I don't know who sat in this one last, but I liked it.
Yeah.
Sit up nice and
Mr.
tall.
Schulte,
Here.
Mr. Helmers,
Here.
Mr. DeBoer,
Here.
and here. First item on the agenda is to consider today's agenda. Can I receive a motion for its approval?
Any changes or anything?
I don't have any.
I'll make a motion.
Support it.
Motion and support for the agenda as it was prepared and sent out. Any discussion or changes? Hearing none, all those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Yes, we will review the minutes from our February 27th meeting.
I'd make a motion to accept those minutes.
Motion by Helms for approval.
Support it.
Support from the board. Any further discussion? And then all those in favor of approval signify with aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, we have a notice of public hearing. Resolution number 27, 2324, public hearing notice for proposing the vacation of a portion of Pinnacle Avenue in the unincorporated township of Wilson, Osceola County, Iowa, and subsequent disposal to Ambient Pallets LLC.
This was just the kind of wrapping things up with the Doden property out at the Enterprise Park. They had requested that we complete vacating the right of way, as we had previously discussed doing. I don't see an issue with doing so as they requested. It seems like that would clear up any title issues they might have as they go about, I guess, kind of just doing business in general, whether that be obtaining financing or doing anything like that in the future. So those are the required documents to accomplish that and provide them a special warranty deed. And we've kind of followed the required notice requirements for publication and hold a hearing and all that.
With that, do we have a motion for action on resolution 27?
I'll make that motion.
Support.
When do you want the public hearing date? Do you want it April 9th or do you want it the 23rd or?
April 9th is fine.
Okay. I won't be here, but you'll be here, right?
That's fine, yeah.
So, okay. So you want to do April 9 then at 9:30?
Listed.
Sounds good.
That's how you would have the resolution reflect. Okay. Any further discussion?
I'm sorry, who made that motion?
Schulte.
I did.
Supported by Helms.
Thank you.
Mr. Schulte,
Aye.
Mr. Helmers,
Aye.
Mr. DeBoer,
Aye.
and I vote aye. We have a few to consider. Conservation Board opening. Does our director have a recommendation or any items for discussion?
I think both of those gentlemen have applied several times, expressed interest. So, I know they're both active in natural resource pursuits, I guess.
I don't have a problem with either one of them.
As far as the location, they're both locations that we have kind of current board members from.
They are.
Or it would be, neither would have a different area's perspective than what's already on the board.
This may be interesting, to get them both acceptable.
Yeah, me too. Can we put them both on there?
Turns out I only have one opening.
Oh, so now you're getting picky.
Not necessarily. So, we advertised it in the paper and on Facebook. So, as far as like the gender balance thing, that it sounds like it's getting repealed anyway, but we didn't have any women express any interest, so.
I'd make a motion.
Gentlemen.
I'd make a motion for Wade.
I'll support that.
A motion and a support for Wade Ellebrook to be the appointment. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Now I have consideration of a Holman Township trustee, willingness from Mr. Steve Agar, for a term ending December 31, 2027. Interest in action on that, gentlemen?
I make a motion to accept Steve Agar as Holman Township trustee.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion on the nominate, or the motion to appoint Steve Agar? Hearing none, all those in favor signify aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Sandy be coming in for the ambulance write-off one, do you know? Or
I don't know.
you have some information in there that,
She just told me that there are two that didn't have no estate, so the PCC is writing off, and as you can see, they're not residents of our county or our state.
I'd make a motion to go ahead and write them off.
Schulte?
I'll support that.
Support from DeBoer. Any further discussion concerning the ambulance write-off? Hearing none, those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Approval. Do you have a recommendation for a public hearing date for ordinance number 64, and the right-of-way ordinance number 60?
This would be the first reading of the changes to the right-of-way ordinance to deal with hazardous utilities that we discussed previously.
Normally we consider waiving the second and third reading on the same meeting, but since this is, we might have the public hearing one day and the next, and then do the second consideration the next meeting, just because of the nature of it.
I think so.
So we could do April 9th at 9 o'clock, If that works for everybody.
Keith should be done with jury duty by then. Good. Here's a motion for April 9 at 9 a.m. for the public hearing.
Make that motion.
Schulte,
Second.
support from DeBoer. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify with aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. All right, we're at 8:55 for department heads. Let's start. Mr. Schmellen, the first one here.
So, we have a new board member
Who's that?
as of 5 minutes ago. Okay, so I guess we've attended a couple trainings to maintain certifications. Both of those were burn classes. One of them was on writing burn plans. The other one was maintaining like firefighter certification. We are getting our burn equipment ready, which seems a little early, but it's not. Out mowing fire breaks, trying not to start wildfires, which is kind of interesting because the nature of the dryness and the wind and whatnot. I think we could have a disaster in a while or a quick hurry.
Can you burn with the burn that's on right now?
The burn
The fire-
ban.
the
Is there a
fire-
burn ban?
We were in a fire hazard last I saw.
Oh, yeah, like the red flag warning?
Yeah.
You can burn in a red flag warning. It's just one of those things that it's maybe not the smartest thing to do. Like, it's just one of those deals, like, they put the red flag warning out to let you know that if you do light a fire, things could get a
There's
little
actually-
western.
Actually not a band.
No,
There's
it's not,
not a
it's not a
burn ban.
ban.
No,
It's just red flag.
no. So I would think the upcoming moisture that I think we're supposed to get on Thursday, that things will change quickly after that. We have started our park cleanup, picking up sticks and branches out at the different places. I used the courthouse's lawn tractor with a little power broom yesterday to get all of our snow, or the gravel out of the grass from pushing snow.
Didn't you want to rake all of that?
Yeah, the power broom saves like days of work. It really does. We have a pre-construction conference today for the Willow Creek project. That starts at 11. And then I will mention again that we have a Hunter's Ed on a field day on March 23rd, if you know anybody that is interested. So other than that, we're just getting ready for spring, which is a lot different than where we were sitting a year ago. So we'll take the rain though, I will say that.
Yes.
Things are really, really dry out there.
I'd like to see that for a week.
Yeah, or two.
I think I misspoke. I think you were the first one to join us.
On the G20 bridge, we did have the deck pour on February 26th. Right now, they're currently stripping the false work and forming up for the concrete bridge rail. They expect to pour that this week, actually on Thursday. For the truck shop replacement, we had our pre-construction meeting yesterday. They expect to start on March 25th. So we're still reviewing shop drawings and getting things together, but we had a successful meeting. Zoning, we still have a vacancy on the Board of Adjustment, so you're a runner-up. You might want to mention that. They do always apply to Board of Adjustment. Equipment-wise, we did take possession of the new sign truck. We've been waiting for the crane installation on that. There's adaptability with the newer transmission on the truck. And we did successfully sell the old sign truck as well. So right now, we're only waiting to take possession of the 4 tandem trucks, which we do have. They're at the snow equipment outfitters. So all equipment is pretty much accounted for at this point. The only outstanding insurance payments will be the final payment on the building during deeper into construction and the contents of the building. We're still working on that. And I guess, anecdotally, like Nick was saying, in terms of where we were last year, if you want to take fuel as a bellwether for what we were dealing with last year, how much we were out and about plowing snow, last month our diesel bill was $10,000. Last year In February, we spent $26,000 in diesel, and in March, we spent $40,000 in diesel. So that shows you how much less we had to deal with everything this year.
All right, Recorder's office.
Okay, all right, we can also tell spring's coming, because there's a lot more fishing license, and, everybody's getting their rangers out of storage for the summer or whatever, and so renewals are coming in strong. Marriage applications, I don't know what's going on, but we have a lot of those lately.
Love is in the air.
Right, it's spring. And I'll be going down to the spring conference tomorrow through Friday, so, and we're gonna be working on hosting a summer conference over at the lakes too, so if anybody has any suggestions, anything that we could promote our county with, that would be great, so.
All right, back to Grace.
Traffic has picked up quite a bit in the office the last month. I'm about to send out a second newsletter for a quarterly newsletter, and I've got positive feedbacks on they enjoy getting the newsletter. I'm not partnering, but helping Emmett County do a PTSD awareness walk in May over in Spirit Lake, and the proceeds will go to Partners for Patriots, which are service dogs for veterans with PTSD at no charge to them. Yep.
So I'm working with Bright Beginnings. We're looking at options of expanding daycare in the county. So I'm hoping here in the next month or two, we kind of can work some sort of plan out. I'm also working with the DeBoer Grocery Museum. They have a pretty significant foundation issue. So I'm looking at trying to find funding for that to get that repaired. Still working for the Sibley Cheatham Career Day, which is on April 18th, and that seems to be coming along well. And then the dentist that I've been working with for the last year, that fell through. Did they want to open a new business or not? That was kind of their big one. She was offered a position at an established dental clinic. So it's not like another county beat us out for trying harder. They weren't quite ready yet to open a business. So we're kind of back to square one, but we did learn a lot going through this over the year. So hopefully we can get something else figured out. That's all I have.
Auditor's office.
Well, like everybody else, we've been busy with passports. People are going places. We've had a lot of passports. Finalizing the budget. Friday, we get to download. Every school, city, and county is supposed to have their information in the Department of State. And by 4:01 on Friday, we can download that information. So hopefully we don't have a bottleneck. I'm worried about the system crashing on us. 99 counties downloading this information all at the one time. So, and then we have to download it in Solutions, and then Solutions into our mailing company. So hopefully that all goes smoothly. Yeah, and hopefully the letters will be sent out next week by Wednesday. So I'm leaving for ISEC as well. So talk about elections and House File 718. So it should be interesting. That's all I got.
Will be fun, no doubt. All right, thank you. I didn't look at the list, sorry. Who
Keith
provided the
brought-
goodies
Keith.
today? Keith. Enjoy, everyone. Feel free to stay and listen to the continuation of our excitement here.
You guys want a donut here before we?
Do I have to?
Even St. Patty Day.
Yeah.
Oh,
Here's
okay,
a-
yeah, no, let me see how that goes.
You want a donut, Jerry?
For St. Patrick's Day.
They're coming to you.
Just a minute. Here. Oh. Okay. You got enough room there?
Yeah, I do.
Frisbee golf,
How fast?
Oh.
I didn't want to interrupt.
but I don't know where we stand.
They're trying to make the rest of us look bad.
So,
All right, I'll maybe give you a hug.
okay, no donut today.
Is this for St. Pat's Day or what is this?
Oh, that's coming down, what, this week?
Close.
The guy has a gravel pit.
Month is going fast.
Okay, in our packet, there was a printout of fee structures for partial self-fund plan administration with Midwest Group benefits. Consider that at this point. I'm gonna ask Ryan, I would assume that he kind of factors these costs in when he gives an analysis and recommendation on
I would think you
ending
would,
fund
'cause
and
that's all part of that, so.
specifically addressed it with premium levels, but well, I would see it being worthwhile continuing with this and just I can verify with him that he
Mhm.
keeps that in mind when he
Yeah, I would,
analyzes it.
I guess I would think you would.
I'd be shocked if he didn't.
Yeah, me too.
Any interest in action on this, gentlemen? Save this $16 a month, that $1 million in fund balance wouldn't be there, right?
Yeah, like everything else that's going up, so.
What's our total covered by insurance? About 55. Insurance plans, I guess you wouldn't.
55.
This one applied to total employees covered by insurance.
Yeah, about 55.
This one applied to HSA, would it?
Mm-mm,
Just the.
no. Just the ones that are in the HRA accounts. So that's in the sheriff's office.
If we don't give approval to this, we just get it at the last year's rates?
I'm assuming you don't get it at all.
My concern.
That's a pretty good jump at one time. $1.50. At least I think it is, but. What's the 250 up there for?
I think that's a one-time fee of $250 plan document fee. We have to file like a 509C to the, federal government, and they help us with that. They tell us our figures, and I always have, and I also have to report to the statewide insurance agency every year on our self-funding, and they help me with that as well. That's besides whatever else they do.
Really don't have choice, do we?
Who else does it? Besides Midwest, we got to, like everything else, it's always going up.
I'd make a motion to go with the renewal.
Motion by Helmers. I'll offer support. If we don't take this approach, we don't have the $1 million sitting in the ending fund balance that we do. We'd be paying the same premiums and all of that would be gone. So I cannot like the increase that I see, but it's still significant savings over the alternative we have available to us, in my opinion. Any further discussion? Hearing none, those in favor of approval signify with aye. Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Received the cost allocation service, cost advisory services. Cost allocation plan for fiscal year 23. Consideration for its approval.
Taking pictures, I'm gonna bend my head down there. And your camera's gonna be shy. a lot of choice in, do we?
No, and, I mean,
We try to push it in-house, but who's gonna tackle that?
I'll make that motion.
No support.
Motion by Schulte, support from DeBoer. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Subsequent consideration of family farm tax credit approval. We're looking at there.
I'll make the motion to approve that.
Jerry just had an application on file, so.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I didn't either. I didn't either.
I didn't see it.
It was brought to my attention later. I didn't either. So that's why I asked Nolan, that's why he said we should probably bring it to another vote on it, so.
Okay, I'm not up to speed. When those were considered, you had one that.
I guess I did. I didn't see it. I even looked, but. Is it,
Yeah.
it might be from your mom's?
I think so, because then Heine has one in there too, and then, your brother's kids in there when they,
Okay,
is that when you
I
split
just
it?
missed it, because I saw Matt's, but I did not see.
Yeah.
You wanna see it, Jason?
Oh, since he gave approval.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm sorry.
That's
I
why
thought it was
we-
additional.
No,
Okay,
no, that's why we had to,
sorry, I didn't
I
understand.
just didn't abstain, probably.
yeah.
Okay, motion by Schulte.
We'll look at them again.
Further consideration of the farm tax credit approval. Do we have support for that?
I'll support it.
Motion by Schulte, support from DeBoer. Now that I'm slow but finally up to speed here, any further discussion? All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Those abstaining.
Yeah,
And 11, discuss office repairs. Is there no?
Well,
new?
just an update. They got it all framed out. We changed the layout a little bit to make it flow better. You might want to go down there. It looks a lot better. It just flows better. Otis is coming, I think, this week to work on the electric part of it. The carpenters won't be back until March 25th, so
Patient.
I don't know. They
I
didn't.
couldn't resist
I
that.
know. Fishing's part of that, and then they're also on another project, so. Steph's Lumber is supposed to be coming in and giving me a quote on the woodwork and stuff there. Kenny's been in, is gonna give us the border quote for carpet down there. I wanna thank Keith for all his help. He's helped me a lot. I'm a visual person, so I'm a visual person. Even on a drawing that's not me, I gotta see it. And Keith's been a lot of help, so I appreciate him a lot, so thank you.
I'm the same way. I gotta look at it. Looking at a drawing doesn't mean a whole lot.
Yeah.
You right there.
Yeah. So, but it's looking good. Yeah, you go down and look at it, how it's framed out, and
Are we not gonna have moisture there again?
I hope not. I can't guarantee it, I don't know.
I just found out the other day, there's a couple in Ashton that do floors.
Really? Oh.
Bring you their card.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kenny got the same card as what, on the other, from the other floors that's in the clerk's office and in our office. So hopefully Otis can get what he needs to get done because he's gone the 21st of March too, so. So hopefully it gets done by then.
Everybody's going away.
Yeah, everybody's going on vacation but me. What the heck?
Vacations aren't what they're brought up to be.
Yeah, you got sick on the last one, right? One of these years I'll get to where I want to go.
I don't know if you wanna give that guy a call or not, but it's worth a shot.
Yeah, I haven't seen, Kenny just came this week and we're gonna do plank flooring in the kitchen instead of carpet because carpet in there is just not a good deal.
I never knew that guy did that in Ashton.
So, said he'll give us a quote and we'll go from there, so. And the mill work too. Once I get something from Snuff Lumber, then we'll have to discuss what you guys wanna do, so. It's just adding up more than what you think, so. The clerk's office is done up there except for the ceiling tile. They had to go online to get ceiling tile to somewhat match that, and they're just gonna paint it so it'll all look fine. But it looks nice up there. There's a lot more repairs up there than what we initially thought, so. I don't know. We're in it, that's how it usually goes, unfortunately, so. Yep, other than that. That's it.
Anything specific to highlight or discuss on the budget for 24,
No, I just
25?
gave you what's gonna be published in the paper. And that's similar with a publication notice and stuff will be going out next week. Like I said, we can decrease it, we just can't increase anything. So it's being published and those are the levies with the general basic levy, general supplemental at 85 cents, and then the EMA budget at 45 cents. And then the rural is that plus real basic levy and public safety. So,
Who would I talk to in Des Moines, like with the 911? Why can't we take half his wages?
out of there,
Yeah,
I would talk to the legislation and see if there's something they can do.
'cause it's ridiculous. The EMA pays for the whole deal and we can't use any of their money.
Are they talking about levying for that now? I think there's a bill out there that they want to, that maybe the county could levy for the EMA budget.
Yeah, EMA wants to be an essential service like
Yeah,
ambulance.
yeah, so there's a bill out there, whether it passes or not, I have no idea, but
But still, the 911 should pay for part of that.
yeah. Yeah, because it's very limited as to what you can even,
Next to nothing.
I mean, if it's not for equipment, that's about it, right? But I know a radio costs, what, 200,000 or
Oh, yeah.
thereof, so,
But still, that's got a pretty good balance. But we should at least be able to take the wages and stuff out of there.
because the only revenue he really gets is an E911 surcharge, right? And then, yeah, then I just gave you a new fund balance worksheet of all the balances of the funds, as is, so. I've been getting a few calls about other counties looking interested in doing public safety. But, you know, that goes to a vote, so they thought they could just
Just do it.
No, but just because of this House file that, you know, everything's getting restricted and tight and trying to find other revenue resources, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, our budgets are looking good, I think. I feel confident in them.
If you're happy, I'm happy.
I'm just relieved we're in the situation that we're in. That's the right word to say.
It's been a long fight.
Yeah, it has. No, there's a lot of counties that aren't where we are, so I'm appreciative of that. So.
Went to a fair association meeting a couple weekends ago too, and that was a big topic. They're worried about this 3%, and a lot of them think they're gonna cut their fair budgets. And
Oh,
it was
yeah.
a big topic.
Well, like Keith too, a lot of the engineers are scared, you know.
That doesn't change, it's gonna be a problem.
Well, the engineers are worried because some of the communities are paying above the minimum 75%, so they're the easy ones to cut.
Mm-hmm.
So
And, you know, like,
there's big dollars in secondary roads.
Yeah.
but that would be a concern, 'cause they fund their
Yeah.
fair quite a bit,
Yeah.
you know, that would be a big concern.
Secondary roads, I kinda like riding on a nice road. Kinda enjoy that.
Well, we have to give at least the 75%, so.
Some communities are above that.
Above
and
that.
DOT's been encouraging that for years.
Mhm. Yeah, I was more worried about the real basic fund than I was general, but we're good there, so.
We did the math, it looks okay for the next several years, at least until this bill runs its course,
29.
29.
It's sad because you really don't want your valuation to grow. And yet, that's what we, you know, thrived on the last few years is our growth. to help, but we really don't want it to grow over 3%, so we can, I don't know. This is a non-year, so I don't know how much growth we'll get or not, which is sad, but
I just will never understand how you can think it's a good idea that up to 3% you get everything. After 3% you get less than if you'd gone up below 3%.
there's no logic there.
There's a weird no man's land in there where it's like you're penalized.
Followed the goal of it, but
Mhm.
the way they applied it,
I'm released some of the election laws that they're doing won't be in effect until January of 25, because I was like, how are we gonna get that all implemented by this general election, but they're still not, I don't know, whatever. I did, email Zach and Lynn on a couple things, and Zach did get back to me, so I appreciate that, so. At least he's willing to listen and get back to you, so.
Surprise.
I've been clear, I'm not opposed to digging my heels in and standing our ground, but I do still question the growing the ending fund balance in the general fund to that extent we are, but I think that's just gonna get their attention and put the clamps on harder.
Good. But then we have something to go on, about the jail. Hopefully it won't, but I don't know.
Further discussion, gentlemen? You want a consideration of claims? National Water Service is claims 1515 and 1516.
I'd make a motion to pay those two claims.
Support that.
Further discussion concerning those claims? Hearing none, all those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. I abstain. Remainder of the claims to consider.
I do have one question though about the claims. We got a bill from ISG about all those right-of-way that Barb's been working on to take them out of taxation. And the total bill is $950. Does the board want us to take it out of each drainage ditch, those fees, or just take it out of the board's budget? They do have it split out between each drainage ditch is what it costs. We just kind of want to know how the board wants to proceed with that. There's a few, they're like $17.59. 35.19, we have a couple big ones. DD 23 is 87.96. DD 11 is 105. DD 22 is 158. DD 6 is 158. Then the rest are either $17 or $35. We just didn't know how the board wanted us to proceed with that. Check it out each separate one, or if the board pays for it out of their budget.
Become a pain to go through each one, isn't it?
Yeah, kinda, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16,
That would be the only issue, but.
23, there's 23 different taxing districts.
President, when we start.
Yeah, I mean, we can do out of each drainage ditch, whatever.
I'm not excited by the additional work, but the elected officials did not choose to have drainage districts. It's the responsibility of the members of the drainage district, in my opinion.
Okay, we can do it that way, I just wanted to confirm.
I agree.
Okay.
Job security, Rochelle.
That it
You don't
is.
have anything else to do, do you?
Nothing. Nothing.
Nothing else jumped out at me, so I can make a motion to pay them.
I would support that.
Motion by Schulte, support from Helmer for the remainder of the claims. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approval, signify with aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
It's hot in here. Whew, gosh.
It is warm. An item saying review or consider professional proposal with ISG for design of nutrient reduction.
I had to call Spencer. I was just trying to put that in the end so that we can adjourn from this meeting and then go on to the drainage meeting without him on the phone, so.
Okay.
I don't know if there's any other business we need to discuss before we call him or.
Not specific to business, but I will not be available for the next meeting, or at least not in person.
So you guys ready for me to call Spencer then? Okay. No,
Not yet.
after he talks, then we'll have to adjourn and then go into that drainage meeting then. You have to wake up or something.
Shot, Leroy.
Hey Spencer?
Hi, Rochelle. How's it going this morning?
Good, how about you?
Thank you.
Doing well.
Good. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're part of that meeting to review and consider professional services with ISG. Can you guys hear okay? Can you hear okay?
When did you start offering those, Spencer? Professional services.
Yeah. No. This is for, well, first of all, I guess, good morning, everyone. What this is for our wetland project that we're looking at, in district number 64. So hopefully you've had a chance to review is we prepared a proposal for the design services for the wetland.
Excuse me, Spencer, can you talk up a little bit? I have my volume as high as it can go. They're having a hard time hearing you a little bit.
Sure, yeah,
Sorry.
just one second. Sorry, is that a little better?
Oh, yeah, way better. Thank you.
They're kind of quiet. Is that better?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Okay. Yep, no problem. Okay, so what we have, hopefully you've had a chance to review, is we had a proposal for the design services for the wetland project there at Drainage District 64. This is the project that we had reviewed with IDOLS, and then we have a 2080 agreement with IDOLS for. So essentially what we prepared was a proposal that generally follows IDOL's typical format for design. So it has the 6 phases of the project, kind of in chronological order for how the project happens. And then I prepared this proposal based on kind of their standard format. I had shared it with the folks at IDOLS for their review and consideration. They did confirm that they were good with the proposal. So kind of how this works is this works in conjunction with the 2080 agreement for the design of the wetlands. And in the 2080 agreement, IDOLS would pay for all the design services. So essentially the county is kind of acting as a pass-through with IDOLS for the design of the wetlands. So we would, with IDOL's blessing, we would proceed with the services after the proposal was approved. And then as we build the county for those services, you would just forward that bill on to IDOLS. They would pay you, and then you would pay us. And I know there was questions before about kind of holding money over whatever, but we would be fine on our end with just, I guess, waiting, until you guys get paid from IDOLs to pay us for the pass-through. That's no problem. They're usually pretty timely on all that stuff. So essentially, this is a proposal for all of the design services, beginning to end. What we would be asking for today is the board's approval of the proposal in terms of actually the proceeding with the project. All we would be starting with now is just phase 1 and phase 2, which is the survey of the site and then the preliminary design. We would proceed with those if the proposal is approved. And then after we've completed the survey and the preliminary design, we would bring everybody back together, the board, IDOLs, to review our preliminary design, answer any other considerations, cost estimate, all that stuff, to make sure kind of IDOLs is on board, the county is on board and wants to proceed. And then that would kind of be the point at which we would make a decision on whether or not we're going to proceed with the wetland project, would be after kind of this preliminary survey and design phase. And then if we did proceed with the project then, we would obviously proceed with the later phases in the project too. So really today, this is a proposal to complete all the designs, but all we'd be proceeding with right now is just the first 2 phases to kick off the survey and the design of the project. So I guess I'd be glad to answer any questions. I know we've had a few meetings. It's been a little while since we've had a chance to talk about the wetland project, but we've had a few meetings to talk about it. Today is kind of the first step in proceeding towards design, and then obviously, like I said, future consideration for the project and all that too. So what I'd be looking for today would be the board's approval of the proposal, with the understanding that IDOLS has reviewed and approved the proposal, and they would be reimbursing you for the cost.
Interest in action on this, gentlemen?
I would make a motion to accept this and have them move forward.
Support that.
Motion by Helmer, support from Schulte to approve and proceed with professional services proposal. I support the idea, I like it. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. There you go, you have what you were hoping for, Spencer.
Okay, perfect. That sounds great. And then I don't know, Rochelle, were we going to jump into JDD free right
Yeah.
away, or do you guys have? Okay.
Yep, they just have to adjourn and go into the next meeting, so, and we're to that
Okay.
point, so.
I'll make a motion.
Perfect.
to adjourn.
The discussion point is if we drag this out to actually 9:45, Sandra would stay with us longer probably. That's the only comment I'd have on adjournment. Any further discussion? All those in favor of adjournment signify with aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. We are adjourned our regular board meeting. Time is going on. How quickly Sandra's out of here. You gentlemen want to wait the 5 minutes until 9:45 to begin that meeting.
They did pretty good this time. Normally I
No,
like far off.
Pretty
Yeah,
close.
they're pretty good.
And I would entertain a motion, open the meeting for Joint Drainage District 3. I would entertain the motion for an agenda, on the agenda, sorry.
Any changes, anything?
I don't have any.
Make a motion on the agenda.
Motion by Schulte, support from the board to approve today's agenda. Any discussion? All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. 2 is the October 10.
Yeah, I should have been
minutes from
23
2023.
instead of
probably.
24. Yeah,
That is what's reflected on the minutes, not the agenda.
yeah. Just
You want
caught
to
that.
reconsider the agenda we just approved, or?
Just saw that. No, I proofread these things all the time and I missed it. Sorry.
Joe, there's my glasses.
Just got my eyes checked even. What the heck?
Back a ways, but that seems to reflect the way I recall it. Any interest in action on the minutes, gentlemen?
I'll make a motion to accept those minutes. Can I support them?
Motion by Helmer, support from DeBoer to approve the October 10, 2023 minutes as presented. All those in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign.
Okay,
Next,
Spencer,
we will
you're
hear
up.
from Spencer on the Drainage District 3 Branch 152 construction update.
Yeah, perfect. Well, thanks everyone again. So what I have for you today is just kind of a general update on the project. Obviously, we had bid this last fall and awarded a contract there towards the end of the year. Had a contract in place, and then here earlier this year, myself and Kyle met with the contractor there at the courthouse, as well as Keith and Mike with Secondary Roads, had a pre-construction meeting to get things kicked off. And then obviously, as everyone's aware, with the spring we've had, the conditions have been really good. So if you weren't aware already, the contractor has mobilized the site and started working. So far, it's just been some investigation work on the existing tile. And then, in fact, today they're starting to work on putting the new tile outlet in and begin laying pipe here soon. So they have mobilized on site and are actively getting going on construction. We did send a pre-construction letter to the landowners. This project, I believe, only has like 5 landowners that are directly impacted as far as construction through their property. I've had a chance to speak, I think, with all of them at this point, so they should be pretty well aware of what's coming for the project and what will be going on. Like I said, just kind of getting going here this week. Looking ahead, we will have obviously monthly pay applications that we'll be bringing to the board for consideration as we proceed through progress on the project. And then we will be kind of just provide, I think, like on a monthly basis with the pay applications, just construction updates that we'll share with the board, as well as typically we like to share those with the landowners too, just so they know kind of what progress is and what's going on overall. So that's kind of the update on that project. If the weather holds, I think we'll have probably a pretty fast construction. if things continue the way they are. But obviously that won't depend on what the weather does. The contractor is out of town. He's based out of Blue Earth, so it's not necessarily a project he's going to be just working on a day or two here and there. I think he plans to mobilize here and work on it and continue to work on it all the way through. With that, I just wanted to give the board kind of a general update on the project, where things are at, let you know. Kyle and I are kind of heading up construction administration on this. So if you have any questions come up from landowners or anyone, feel free to reach out to myself or Kyle on that, and we can help answer those. And then the only other item with this, I just wanted to talk with the board on something we've done in the past, like most recently with the DD64 project, is when it comes to minor changes in the field in terms of like, existing tile that we didn't know were there, or an existing tile is not in the location we thought it was, kind of those unknowns that we encounter in the field that result in minor changes to the project in terms of we've got a couple extra tile connections here, or we need to install a few more feet of pipe somewhere to make a connection from existing to a new, things like that, that are pretty minor changes in terms of the overall project itself and are really, necessary to make the project successful, and kind of decisions we need to make pretty quickly in the field so the project can proceed. Those types of things. When we talked previously with the board, is that the board was comfortable with us approving those and then providing those updates to the board, and then obviously as those came through, and if any of those change quantities of construction, we would have a change order to rectify that. But just in order to keep the project moving, timeliness, we had done before, is just the board is comfortable with us approving those minor changes in the field. I would say typically, those changes are never going to be more, typically not going to be more than, maybe a couple $1,000, which is really a drop in the bucket for the overall project cost of $1.2 million. So certainly if we had any large changes that were significant changes to the overall scope of the project and cost, we would bring that to the board for consideration. But kind of those small day-to-day things, just wanted to have a conversation with the board, see if you're still comfortable with us kind of proceeding in that manner, and allowing things to, we'll obviously document any of those changes that come up and provide that information as needed for change orders, but just wanted to talk about that and see if the board had any thoughts.
I would just say that I'm not giving blanket approval, but I trust your judgment to approve the changes that are wise.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, definitely not overall blanket approval to make any changes, but things that we, feel are necessary to, make the project proceed. And I'm going to say 95% of the time, this is going to have to do with unknowns in the field, things like unknown tile or unknown tile locations, things like that. And it's just minor adjustments to account for those items.
Sounds good to me. I don't want to come in every time for $1,000 or $2,000.
Yeah, that was kind of what my thought was too, especially with just keeping the project moving as those things come up. On that note, I guess so far we have done some investigation and located the existing tile in a few different spots, or the contractor has, I should say. And a couple of those spots are not where we had thought they were based on some of the old maps and field investigation we had done. So we will make some minor changes to account for that, whether, hooking up some private tile or bringing connecting from old tile over to new type thing. So most notably towards the bottom end near 210th Street there, we had a change in location. I talked with, it kind of affected the road crossing too. I talked with Keith on that and kind of put together a plan for addressing that, which shouldn't result in too much additional cost. But once we've kind of pulled that together, we'll share that information as well. So doing a lot of locating right now, just confirming location of existing tile, and then any small modifications we need to make to account for that in our new work is what we're doing right now. So.
Anything further?
No, not from my end. Just wanted to give the board an update. I'll need to look at the board's calendar, but I imagine you'll probably be hearing from us again pretty soon for the first kind of pay application. And I guess if we had a change order for anything, we'd bring it to you then as well. So probably be hearing from either myself or Kyle pretty consistently here for the next few months as construction is going on. We'll probably talk more with you then, but otherwise that's everything I had for Steve.
Yeah, the next meeting is the 26th of March, so.
Okay, sounds good. I think I'm out of town that day, but
Okay.
I'll talk with Kyle. We'll probably have a pay application by then, I would think.
Yeah, and then April will probably be the 9th and the 23rd for sure.
Okay,
I don't know of any other dates that they would need, so.
yep. No,
Okay.
it sounds good.
Sounds good. Are you going
Cool.
going to ISAC?
Yep. Yeah, I was just
Okay.
gonna say, it sounds like some folks are going to ISAC. We're gonna have a booth there tomorrow. I'll be there, or what's today? Tuesday, sorry. We'll have a booth on Thursday. I'll be there, so hope to run into you guys down there.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank
Have a
you,
good one.
Spencer.
Yeah, you
You
too.
too.
Bye, Spencer.
Bye.
Interested in adjourning this meeting?
I would be interested in that.
Take that as a motion by Schulte, support from Helmers. All those in favor of adjournment signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. We've completed what Michelle had for us.
Anything else for us to say?
No, just Jason.
Good.
Okay, this is your pile. On this resolution 27, I haven't you signed it twice because one is the notice that I have to send out to all the property owners, and that